I want to tell you about this case that involves a very popular weatherman based out of Cleveland, Ohio. It's very strange as the details start to come out. His name is Jon Loufman, and he's 69 years of age. Something horrible happened at his home in Bay Village, Ohio. Bay Village is a suburb of Cleveland which sits about 15 miles west of Cleveland, Ohio, on the shores of Lake Erie, a beautiful suburb, but something really ugly happened in Jon's home. It's hard to fathom that it was at the hands of Jon's own son. What happened to Jon Loufman? That's what people are asking Google aplenty, because this guy Jon has so many tributes pouring in. Thankfully, he's in stable condition. He survived this attack by his son. However, information provided to me by police has given me more questions, has only made me question more what happened the night he was attacked. According to Bay Village Police, this all went down on Saturday, July 9th. Now, these are all the players involved. Jon Loufman, he's 69, he is the victim. Daniel Loufman, he's 32, he is Jon's son, and Jon told police directly that it was his son who attacked him. Julia Loufman is 66. She's Jon's wife, and I'm presuming she's the mother of Daniel Loufman. If you watch Jon's videos, you can see his affable, loving personality come across.
The Lake Erie, Edgewater Beach shot of the city. Here's what's happening as we make our way through the day. We're going to be dealing with...
Jon wrote on Facebook, although I have my head in the clouds much of the time, I'm a weathered guide, and the sky's the... Maybe he ran out of room, but I'm assuming he meant the sky's the limit. It was Tuesday, July 12th, 2022, around noon, when Bay Village Police posted this mysterious update to Facebook. It reads that on July 9th, 2022, at 5:41 p.m., Bay Village Police were dispatched to the 31,000 block of Roberta Drive on report of a male in cardiac arrest. Now remember this portion, because they got a report somehow of a male in cardiac arrest. I naturally assumed that police would get a 911 call, and that's how they were dispatched to this address, this modest but beautiful home on Roberta Drive. But apparently, there is no 911 call associated with this case, as you'll see in the response to my FOIA about this open records request. However, they did give me these mugshots, booking photos, and other info about the case. That's the first curious thing. I'm wondering, did Jon have some sort of life alert or some type of Apple Watch setting that let police know he was in distress? Did his son or his wife not count on that? Whatever saved his life, I thank God for saving Jon's life, because it sounds like he sustained a pretty serious attack. Officers arrived and found that the male in question, Jon Loufman, had been physically assaulted. Loufman was able to communicate that he was attacked by his adult son, Daniel Loufman. Bay Village officers spoke to the victim's wife, Julia Loufman, who was on scene. She was taken into custody for questioning and later charged with obstruction of official business. That is pretty curious. What was Julia, Jon's wife of Lord knows how many years, what was she obstructing? Was she attempting to protect their son and not even get her own husband help or medical attention? An arrest warrant was issued for the victim's 32-year-old son. And might I add, I could not get that arrest affidavit. An arrest warrant was issued for the victim's 32-year-old son, who was taken into custody early the next morning. Daniel Loufman was seen at Rocky River Municipal Court, where he was given a $1 million bond and bound over to Cuyahoga County Court. He was transported to and is being held at the Cuyahoga County Justice Center. Julia Loufman was also seen at Rocky River Municipal Court. She was later released after posting a $30,000 bond. Bay Village detectives are investigating, and so am I, because I'm requesting everything I can find about this case. You can tell from all the prayers and comments pouring into social media, Facebook, everywhere. People want to know what happened to Jon. Why would this lovable, seemingly very kind, all sorts of wonderful accolades pouring in for this man, popular meteorologist, why would he get attacked to the point where his own son nearly took him off the face of the earth? So what I found is information about Daniel Loufman, his prior record, and a little bit about Julia also. So Daniel S. Loufman, his LinkedIn page reads that he's a recently relocated agricultural foreman looking for new opportunities. Apparently he went to Ohio University. On LinkedIn, Daniel listed Bay Village as his home. He wrote, "From grassroots startups to large-scale corporations, I pride myself in furnishing the vast wealth of knowledge I have gathered over my employment career and using those skill sets to help companies expand and succeed in today's market. The job experiences I have had over my career have taught me to be flexible, learn quickly, adapt to changing needs, work well in teams, ultimately manage my time effectively to meet deadlines." Well, it doesn't sound like it. So I filled out an open records request to get info. According to his LinkedIn page, Daniel did have experience with KUDA as a foreman from March of 2017 until May of 2021. That's more than 4 years, and it was in Arcata, California, so perhaps he had moved away for a while. Daniel has listed other job experiences working in Westlake, Ohio, as a project manager or team lead, someplace called Living Matters. There's lots of other experience here and there across Ohio over the years. If Daniel literally lived in California for more than 4 years, and I'm not sure what happened at this KUDA, but if he had to move away from California and move back home, was that a source of contention? Anyway, I requested all the information I could about this case. I tried to get the arrest affidavit, which many times police will give you. I got the booking photos. I got the incident report. According to the city of Bay Village, there is no 911 call associated with this case. And the arrest affidavit is not public record during this open investigation. And they led me to the different websites where I can find docket information and more. Again, Daniel is being held on a $1 million bond, but Julia is out and about until, I guess, her court case makes it into the courtroom or whatever happens with this. But the question is, hopefully Jon is safe. I'm glad Daniel's locked away, and I'm assuming Jon is still recovering in the hospital. Because, according to the incident report, it sounded really serious what happened to Jon. On Saturday, July 9th, it happened sometime between 5:41 p.m. and the ending point isn't until Sunday, July 10th at about 6:30 a.m. The incident report reads that I, along with Officer Marzan, were dispatched to assist Bay Village paramedics with a male in full cardiac arrest at 31363 Roberta. Investigation revealed that the male had been seriously assaulted and was semi-unconscious and barely able to speak. That makes it sound like Bay Village paramedics were on scene first, which really could be the case. If something alerted them, this man, Jon Loufman, is going into full cardiac arrest, I could see where the paramedics would be dispatched first, and as soon as EMTs arrived and saw the scene, they know a typical accident, a regular heart attack, compared to a heart attack brought on by trauma. So perhaps that is when paramedics called police to assist them. I guess it's surprising because Bay Village is such a beautiful area. However, if you Google the history of Bay Village, you will find a surprising, horrific crime case from decades and decades ago involving a young girl. It's odd, I believe, when these things happen in such an idyllic surrounding that you would never expect. They list everyone on the incident report. They list Jon as the victim, those arrested as Daniel Stephen Loufman, his wife Julia Zwarczyk, It's a hard one to pronounce. Julia Loufman. Now, if I didn't tell you already, I know I told you that Daniel is 32. Julia is 66. And so her husband is just a few years older, 69. What could have precipitated such a horrible attack on a lovable man? I think this is one that'll end up being on Dateline, 48 Hours, and plenty of others. People are really praying for him. One prayer from Dan Page states, "Please pray with me for Jon Loufman and his family. He's a kind, compassionate, intense, and loving brother and friend. We've connected several times over the years. While the heartbreaking details of this story continue to unfold, thankfully Jon is in stable condition and continues to recover. Please join me in praying for his well-being in every way." And Tina Nixon wrote, "Prayers for our friend, our soccer ref, scheduler, and most of the time, the ref for my games personally, and meteorologist of 19 News in Cleveland, Jon Loufman. Apparently he was attacked and severely beaten in his own home. Prayers for his recovery. We need Jon, even though he calls us offsides when we are not." So, people are just heartbroken and they don't understand. They are asking, could it have been a drug issue? I mean, I did look back. I searched for the record of Daniel S. Loufman, and I do see a criminal misdemeanor disorderly conduct record that was filed July 3rd, 2014. I see a traffic right-of-way turning left violation in 2016, but then you see that felonious assault criminal felony coming in on July 9th, 2022. Now, as for that disorderly conduct record, it's disorderly conduct / intoxication, and you do see Daniel pleading guilty. The case was closed in 2014, but perhaps it hints to some kind of issue going on. Then you see the minor traffic violation. I'm assuming no one was hurt in that instance. You see court fees being paid, hundreds of dollars. And then you see the huge felonious assault. It says felony video prisoner, so I'm assuming he appeared in court on video. And we will follow up to see when his next appearance in court will be. Their 4-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom home is beautiful. It's not on the market. It's valued at more than $380,000. As for Julia's criminal history, you see 2 traffic violations, deactivated speeding in 2001, traffic control devices in 2008. So you don't see much history there until you get to Julia's criminal felony charge. Obstructing justice, that could be a big one. She came up with enough to get out of jail. All we know is that police accused her of obstructing justice in some way only after bringing her in and interviewing her. And we know, we've seen the cop shows where, you bring the grieving widow in or would-be widow or what have you. Was she a wannabe widow? What happened here? I know things can happen where a dad and son might get into it, and usually the mom is the one like, no, break this up. Not obstructing justice. Was there a plot or a plan against Jon? Or was there some spur of the moment argument? Did Daniel want money from his dad? We know his dad is the successful meteorologist, has been one for years, probably making a good penny, working hard as he deserves it. Did Jon put his foot down? Was there enmity in this family all along? I couldn't help but compare. Of course, I compared Daniel's photo with his LinkedIn photo and saw the difference over the years. Put on a little bit of weight, it seems, and now he's balding, but I did compare. It is the same man. As far as Julia's mugshot surprised me at first. I thought Julia looked like a man, and she does have on, it looks like Julia has on a soccer t-shirt, it appears, and it says something about life without soccer, perhaps. And Daniel, in his booking photo, he's already wearing orange. Looks like he's already in the prison garb. I think that's it. All we can do is continue to follow this case and pray for Jon's recovery. Thank God he didn't lose his life. I mean, I think of a 69-year-old man should be enjoying his near retirement years or still enjoying work, what he loves to do, bringing the weather to the city and the surrounding area, and not having to suffer such a tragedy at the hands or weapons or what of his own son, and then to have his wife also get arrested. I think there's a lot we just don't know, so stay tuned and just keep following, because I will keep up with this case because I think so many people are praying and are curious. One of Jon's colleagues even paid him a nice tribute. Jason Nicholas, chief meteorologist at 19 News in Cleveland, wrote, "Anyone who knows our weather team and our TV station knows we are a family. Words really can't express what we think of the great Jon Loufman. He's the glue to our team, our X factor. Please join me in sending prayers to Jon for a full and speedy recovery. We love you, Jon." That's the common refrain you will see. Even Moody Bible asked for prayers. There was a prayer request from Moody Radio Cleveland Prayer Group. Our community meteorologist, Jon Loufman, was severely attacked. Jon's condition is stable and he's in the hospital. Let's pray for physical and emotional healing. And I hope he can remain in the hospital to recover and perhaps move somewhere else, maybe not the place of the attack, because I don't know if his wife went home, and if she did, is Jon safe, even going back near her? There's so much unknown about this case that we just don't know yet, but again, stay tuned. Let's close with Acts 4:11 through 13. This Jesus is the stone you builders rejected, which has become the cornerstone. Salvation exists in no one else, for there is no other name under heaven given to men by which we must be saved. With so many people pouring out prayers and talking about what a nice guy Jon was, I get a sense that he's a believer, especially with Moody, associated with Moody Bible Institute, praying for him. You get the sense that he is a believer, so the community has rallied around his healing, hope, prayers, protection, everything. And at the same token, we wonder, why is he in this position? To be in your home, you would hope with your own son and wife, you would hope that's the safest place you could ever be. But in this case, it wasn't. And we want to know why. And of course, we want to see justice for Jon. Thanks as always for watching and praying and staying tuned, subscribing, joining the channel if you'd like a priority reply to your comments, letting me know cases you want to see covered. As always, I appreciate you. Thank you. Lots of love.